Did you know that some people make the same mistakes over and over again? Not because they're lazy, but because their brain processes information in a completely different way? What if I told you that real intelligence isn't just about getting good grades in school? It's about how your brain observes, analyzes, and reacts to the world around you. In today's video, we're going to explore something truly fascinating: what a low IQ score actually means, how our brains really work, and the surprising habits that reveal how people think. But here's the most important part you need to know: your brain is not fixed. Understanding how it works is the key to unlocking your potential to think better, learn faster, and make smarter decisions in every area of your life. So, let's dive into the incredible science of the human brain. First, what is IQ? IQ stands for intelligence quotient. It is a measurement used by psychologists to get a sense of how well a person can solve problems, recognize patterns, think logically, and process new information. The average IQ score is set at 100. People with higher scores often seem to process complex information faster, while those with lower scores might take a bit more time to understand patterns or make decisions. But here's the truth that many people don't realize: IQ does not measure everything. It doesn't measure your kindness, your creativity, your emotional intelligence, or your wisdom. In fact, many highly successful and brilliant people throughout history didn't have the highest IQ scores. That's because intelligence is so much more than just a number on a test. Think of your brain as a powerful supercomputer. It's constantly receiving a flood of information from the world through your senses: what you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. Every single second, your brain is analyzing situations, trying to predict what will happen next, and deciding how you should react. This complex process happens mainly in the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain right behind your forehead. It's the command center for decision-making, planning, problem-solving, and self-control. People who think more deeply and critically tend to use this part of the brain to its full potential. They pause, they analyze, and they reflect before they act or speak. But when the brain relies only on quick, automatic reactions, our decisions can become impulsive and short-sighted. This is precisely why some people seem to repeat the same mistakes over and over. It's not because they want to, but because their brain is running on autopilot, stuck in old, unhelpful patterns. Psychologists have noticed certain habits that often appear when people don't engage in deep, analytical thinking. Let's look at some of the most common ones. First, reacting emotionally instead of thinking logically. When faced with a problem, instead of taking a step back to analyze the situation, the brain jumps straight to an emotional reaction like anger, fear, or frustration. This almost always leads to poor decisions made in the heat of the moment. Second, believing everything they hear without question. Critical thinking requires us to be a little skeptical and to question the information we receive. People who never question things are much easier to mislead and manipulate. They accept headlines, rumors, and opinions as facts without digging any deeper. Third, actively avoiding learning new things. The brain is like a muscle. It grows stronger when you challenge it with new information and new skills. When someone stops learning, their thinking patterns stay limited, and they become stuck in their old ways of seeing the world. Fourth, blaming others for everything that goes wrong. One of the clearest signs of strong intelligence is the ability for self-reflection. When people never take a moment to examine their own actions and their role in a situation, they rob themselves of the opportunity to learn and improve. And fifth, making quick judgments about people and situations. Smart thinkers observe and gather information before they form an opinion or make a decision. Rushing to conclusions often leads to serious mistakes and misunderstandings because you're acting on incomplete information. Now, if any of those habits sounded familiar, don't worry. Here's the really good news. Your brain has an incredible ability called neuroplasticity. This means your brain can physically change, adapt, and improve over time no matter your age. Every time you learn something new, your brain builds new neural connections, creating stronger and faster pathways for thinking. You have the power to rewire your own brain. So, how can you do it? Here are some powerful, science-backed ways to strengthen your brain. First, read regularly. Reading isn't just a hobby, it's a workout for your mind. It improves your memory, expands your vocabulary, and enhances your ability to think critically and understand complex ideas. Second, solve problems and puzzles. Things like Sudoku, crosswords, strategy games like chess, and even just tackling a challenging problem at work train your brain to think logically and systematically. You're teaching it how to break down a problem and find a solution. Third, ask deeper questions. Instead of accepting information at face value, get curious. Ask, why is this true? What evidence supports it? Are there other perspectives I'm not considering? This simple habit is the foundation of critical thinking. Fourth, learn new skills. Learning a new language, how to play a musical instrument, or a new technical skill forces your brain to adapt and create new pathways. This process strengthens your overall cognitive ability, making you a more flexible and powerful thinker. And fifth, get regular exercise. This one might surprise you, but the mind-body connection is incredibly strong. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients. Studies show that physical activity actually improves memory, focus, and thinking speed. At the end of the day, real intelligence is not about proving you're smarter than others. It's about constantly improving the way you think, day after day. The smartest, most successful people in the world share one common habit. They stay relentlessly curious. They keep learning. They question established ideas. They explore different perspectives. And most importantly, they understand that intelligence is a lifelong process of growth, not a fixed trait you're born with. So the next time you hear someone talk about IQ, or you worry about how smart you are, remember this: your brain is not a fixed machine. It's a living, dynamic system that grows stronger with every new piece of knowledge, every moment of curiosity, and every act of self-awareness. The more you challenge your mind, the more powerful your thinking will become. If you enjoy learning about psychology, the brain, and self-improvement, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every week designed to help you understand how your mind works and how to unlock its full potential. And now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what do you think makes someone truly intelligent? Thanks for watching.